Cathie Wood's ARK investment sold off either all of it or a big chunk of their Coinbase investment. Now, this is why I'm confused, guys. So here it talks about their unprofitable trade. She sold out her shares that she bought at an average price of $254 a share, and she sold them at around $60 or so. That's a huge loss. It's an 80% loss. Now, here's why I'm concerned. Cathie Wood was saying that in 2026, she thinks Coinbase is a $600 stock. Why are you selling a stock that you think is going to be worth $600, a 10x number? Why is she doing that? This is why she's not an investor. This is why being a true value investor is very difficult. She criticized value investors before, then stocks fell, and she talked about what a great value game they were. But she's selling her stock. How can a stock that has an 80% drop that she believes in go from $600 a share in value to I'm going to sell it at 60? Does that even make sense? We recently talked about Intel. I was a big believer in Intel. I was buying Intel under $50 a share. It's now at $37 a share, had bad revenue and bad earnings the other day. I'm reevaluating Intel, but it's down less than 30% from what I was buying it at before. And my projection of Intel wasn't 10x what it is today. It was higher than $50 a share, which still could play out. But when you sit here and talk about all these hype stocks, Roku, Coinbase, all these companies that she has as huge levels. What is going on here? This doesn't make any sense to me. If she truly believed in these companies, why would you ever sell shares? Career risk? She doesn't like the public scrutiny? Then is she really an investor? When have you ever seen Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger ever make a decision based on public scrutiny? When it comes to their money, they make the best investment possible with their money they perceive it. If people criticize it, they say, okay, sounds good. That's what I'm doing here. I'm sitting here making public declarations on what I think about my process. And that means that sometimes I'm going to look stupid. Don't care. I'm absolutely fine with that. What we have to sit here and understand is there's a process. Cathie Wood has no process. Her process is, let's project out all the best situations, and if those hit, this is a 10x stock. Well, how many times in history have the best situations happened to such a large chunk of stocks? It hasn't. And I'm going to sit here and look at it and go, all right, guys, let's look at Cathie Wood. For those of you who care about the short term, is this a good short term on the stock? How's this going? By the way, I don't necessarily believe just because it's down a lot, it means it's a bad investment. Actually, quite the contrary. It's a better investment today than it was back here. But the question is it still a good investment today? Just because something's fallen 80% does not make it a good investment. Look at all those .com companies that went to zero back in 2000 with no revenue and profit. They were down 90%. Guess what? If you bought them when they were down 90%, you still overpaid. Remember, it's about buying. Price is what you pay, value is what you get. If the value is zero, you're overpaying at any price. Do I believe Coinbase has value? I don't know. All I know is it's very, very reliant on cryptocurrency. I'm not a believer in cryptocurrency. I would not be shocked if crypto was zero in 5 or 10 years. So unless Coinbase can pivot completely and do something completely separate from crypto, I would argue, what is the value of Coinbase? But that's why I stay out of Coinbase. I can't invest in it because I don't understand anything fundamentally attached to it. Look at Coinbase. Just go Google their volume since crypto has crashed. The volume of their trades has plummeted. Was that surprising? Should that have been a shock? It might have been like, oh, wow. That's, to me, a shock was Intel had 17% drop in revenue when chips are up a lot. That was a shock. I have to go reevaluate. That is a potential mistake I've made. This one was not a mistake. I look at it going, this was obvious. I went through, go look at my past videos of Cathie Wood and look at all the comments below. Paul, she's got a huge fund. You have nothing. Oh, really? I didn't lose 80% of my money. I'm up this year. I'm up this year. Listen to those words. I am up this year. If you don't, and granted, I've had bad years before because I was a value player. If you're new to this video and you're new to this channel, I'm Paul. I'm a value investor. I believe in a process that pays off in long periods of time. I believe it's okay to look foolish in the short run, to look smart in the long run. But to those, I still say this. Look at Berkshire Hathaway. People still criticize Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger as being way too old. They don't get it anymore. They're stupid. Well, that's weird. Because now their stock is doing well. Now their investments are paying off. Why? Because all the overhyped stuff has started to collapse. Look at all the overhyped companies that we sat there and said, these things are overhyped. The vast majority of them are down over 50%. The vast majority. I can't even think of one right now that isn't down, that it is up from when we sat there and said, avoid this. I'm sure there are, but I can't think of one that even jumps to mind. I would think with everybody out there right now, they'd be saying, Paul, you're wrong. Okay, I was wrong on it. In the short run. But look at Peloton. At 180 on Peloton, I said, I don't get the stock at all. What is this thing? A $10, $20 stock at best? What's it at now? Look at Palantir. Look at Tattooed Chef. Look at Workhorse. Look at all these hype companies that were the next best thing that everybody said, I would never sell this no matter what. And guess what they did? They sold because people can understand the fact that things can fall 90%. Learn a process, guys. That's what I'm encouraging you to do. If what I'm saying, if you understand that it's possible to overpay for a good thing, then you've found the right channel. If you understand that just because something fell 50% doesn't make it a discount, you found the right channel. Subscribe to us. Listen to us. If you're looking for me to hand you stock picks and say, go buy this, you'll be rich, avoid this channel completely. What I'm trying to teach is a process. And every investment I make has a process to it and has justifications to it. Does that mean I'm always going to be right? No. Look at Warren Buffett. He lists all the times he's wrong. Dexter Shoes, the banks he buys and he writes down, that we're all going to have mistakes. The point is, when you look at a compilation of 20 to 40 companies at a time and look at them over long periods of time, how do they do? I'm very, very confident I'm going to beat the market over long periods of time. Everybody can say that. The proof's in the pudding. What I'm trying to sit there and teach you is, with Cathie Wood, she will be out of the investment business in the next 5 years, and she will claim it's her age and she wants to retire, but she will be out of the game. Just like everybody does in every bull market top. All the big fund managers, you never hear about them again. Why? Because they fall to the wayside because their process sucks. But all the value investors stay the long haul. It is not luck. It's not luck. It's not a coincidence. They stay for the long haul because when times are tough, they do best. It is not possible that the best investors out there are your 18-year-old neighbor, your neighbor's 18-year-old son, or the guy sitting at the gas station. I'm not trying to be rude to them. They're not investors. When I went to the bank teller recently, he told me he was loading up on all those 5 picks of stocks, Coinbase, Tesla, all these ones. I was just like, okay, it's not done yet. We haven't seen people throw in the towel. We have not seen that happen. When I talk to my friends about their bad investments, you know what they say to me? I sold that a long time ago. Oh, that's weird. You didn't tell me when you sold it. I didn't hear you bragging about, oh, thank God I sold Penn Station at $100 a share because now it's 40, not Penn Station, Penn Gaming at $100 a share. I didn't hear that. These are indications of the market. I love my friends. They're going to watch this video and they're going to talk shit to me. And I'm okay with that because they're fun guys. But at the end of the day, they're still people who buy stocks based on ticker symbols, not based on fundamentals. If it makes sense to you to buy based on fundamentals, stick around. Coinbase, I have no fundamentals to that. Let's go look up Coinbase in our software. Let's just go look up how they're doing. Let's go quarterly results. Is it a shock? Their crypto fell a lot and their revenue fell in half. Is that a shock? Even based on last year, the previous year, quarter to quarter, down a ton, 25%. Okay, let's go to Stock Analyzer tool. Oh, let's go look at the chart first for Coinbase. $370 high for the year, $40 low. Probably a good investment. Let's go to Stock Analyzer tool. Now, let's assume 10, 15, and 20% revenue growth. So if you believe that, you probably believe crypto is going to go 10, 15, 20% growth levels for the rest of the time. Profit margin, oh boy, 20, 30, 40%. Guys, I'm doing obscene stuff here. PE, 14, 16, 18, 14, 16, 18. And I'm going to do a 15%, I'm going to do a 12.5% return just to be kind to everybody. Analyze. Oh, look at this. It's going to work. So you're looking at this all green going, and guess what, guys? This is all green. And I'm not touching it. Why? Because I don't believe these. If I don't believe that crypto is going to be around for a long time, how do I buy into this? And you might sit there and say, Paul, you're wrong. And guess what, guys? I could very well be wrong someday. And Cathie Wood's high assumption could be right. But guess what? If I buy based on these assumptions on 100 stocks, I'm going to lose a lot of money or I'm not going to perform very well. Yes, I might find the one Coinbase. I can go to every cocktail party in the future and brag about how I bought Coinbase and went up 10 times. But what I'm not going to tell you is the 20 other stocks that went to zero. And if you're okay because you want to be able to brag about the one stock that worked, I'm not the channel for you. But if you believe that and you believe that investing is hard and just like you at your work are an expert and nobody can just walk in tomorrow and do a great job of it, then follow our channel. I used to follow hype. If you could, watch my next video on my journey from following hype to becoming a value investor. It might change your life.